A Georgia veteran charged thousands of dollars after the VA refused to pay for his emergency room visit. Why? Because he didn't visit the VA often enough. The reason, a law that many veterans know little about. But as 11 Alive investigator Andy Parati discovered, the VA has known about this problem for years.
This is my Class A uniform jacket.
You can learn a lot about a soldier by looking at their dress uniform.
You can tell their rank.
Army veteran David Riggs put on a uniform for the first time in 1985.
Marksman's badge. This one here's a Good Conduct Medal. It's actually a story in a uniform jacket.
And if a ribbon existed for good health, the 55-year-old Brooklet, Georgia veteran likely deserves one.
In the past 10 years, how many times do you think you've had to go to the doctor?
2 or 3 times.
Ginger is David's wife.
He wasn't raised to let's run to the doctor if I sneeze.
So when he fell ill this past July,
I walked in the bedroom and something didn't feel right.
you know it was bad.
And I was in so much pain, I didn't know which way to turn.
His wife called 911 and an ambulance transported him to the emergency room. A quick scan showed he had kidney stones. 3 hours later, he was on his way home. His bill came in the mail a month later.
How much was it?
$12,186.
$12,000.
Yes.
At the time, Riggs didn't worry about the cost. He's covered by the VA for emergencies. So he was surprised when he got this letter in the mail from the VA denying his claims because he had not received VA treatment within the past 24 months prior to the emergency room. That's right, the VA said he wasn't seeing a VA doctor enough to remain eligible for emergency room reimbursement. It's a rule covered under a law called the Millennium Act, passed in 1999, after Riggs left the Army.
My reaction to that was, I didn't know this rule was in effect.
The 11 Alive investigators uncovered Riggs isn't the only veteran who's never heard of the rule. According to this 2014 Government Accountability Office report, it found most veterans are not knowledgeable about the Millennium Act.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Randy Williamson is one of the authors of the GAO report and testified before Congress about the problem.
Some veterans do not always understand their eligibility for coverage for emergency care from a non-VA provider.
Since the testimony, the 11 Alive investigators uncovered the VA denied at least 7,100 ER claims in Georgia based on the 24-month rule. Nationwide, it's 219,000.
Veterans are confused, and even claims people are confused.
Nearly 3 years after testifying before Congress, the GAO inspector says it's still a problem.
One of our recommendations that VA needs to do a better job informing veterans and finding out what the knowledge gaps are.
The VA declined our request for an interview, nor did it detail what it's currently doing to better inform veterans about the rule. Instead, a spokesperson emailed us to say these rules are in place to ensure VA has enough resources to provide timely and high-quality care.
They must have a volume of ways to deny.
Do you feel like you're being penalized for being healthy?
That's what it seems like. I'm being penalized for being healthy and not having to use a doctor very often.
And 11 Alive investigator Andy Parati joins us. Andy, really an outrageous story. This cost Mr. Riggs $12,000. How about the rest of the vets?
We looked into it, and according to the records that we have, $29 million in bills charged to Georgia veterans. Nationally, it's over $700 million.
Unreal. What about lawmakers? What are they doing about this?
Georgia U.S. Senator Johnny Isakson, we gave him our findings, and he has pledged to make sure that the VA has the tools it needs to take care of veterans.
All right, Andy, great job uncovering this. Thanks so much.